and I'm coming for you, bitch. I'm coming for you. Coming for you. Coming for you, bitch.
Hello, and welcome to The Receipts with Davon Williams. We have our own theme song, y'all, provided by DJ Victor Chan, who is a Actors Equity member working in Florida currently, the epicenter of the Disney fight. So thank you again, Victor Chan, for taking time out of your busy quarantine schedule to create that mix for us. We'll probably try and get it on iTunes. I mean, who doesn't love a club hit with the word bitch in it? All right, so moving along, I would like to again introduce you to the game show version of The Receipts, where we tackle diversity through fun. So before I introduce our first round of contestants, I would like to explain how we got here. And we got here with clip one. May I get clip one?
Look at this. 3 gift cards from Boxers. But we'll get back to that in a second.
It was a long second, but here they are. These gift cards provided by Boxers NYC are what these wonderful contestants will be playing for. So I will explain the game once our first round of people come in. But first, I want to introduce you to my co-host. As some of you saw in our promotion, Center Theater Group has entered the chat. So I would like to introduce the line producer for Center Theater Group, Patricia Garza.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I am ecstatic that you're here. I am really happy. Patricia, first things first, what's a line producer?
Oh, good question. I wish I knew. So I recently kind of switched gears to do some main stage producing, but in my line producer role currently, I mostly focus on new play development. So I do all the logistics and admin stuff that nobody wants to do to really get a show up and running. So contracting with our management team, working with the artists and interfacing with their needs, making sure we have everything on schedule, anything from permitting to safety protocols, working with our amazing production team. So kind of the crossing the T's, dotting the I's type of work that really gets all the shows up and running.
What's it like doing that work with our Center Theater Group?
There's never a dull moment with Center Theater Group. We do upwards of 26 productions a year, and because you participated in some of those productions, and it could be anything from the Amundsen, the Taper, to the Kirk Douglas Theater, all the way to some of my work line producing in immersive shows that have happened outside the theaters and into the parks of our community. So it could be anything, anytime.
Great, that's great. What's one project that you're like, oh, this really pushed me to the full limit?
Absolutely. We had a show that I did with one of our associate artistic directors, Diane Rodriguez, who recently passed from cancer. So I just want to hold her into this space. She was a legend and a leader in diversity work in the field nationally, but also at Center Theater Group. And we produced a show called Remote LA, which was with a German ensemble named Rimini Protocol, which was a pedestrian live art experience. This is a walking art experience that people had headphones, just like I'm wearing today, where they roamed around Los Angeles at different points, and everything was perfectly timed. So the street light had to be timed. We went down into the subway, and we had kind of hidden plants that were running all of the audio, but we had to rehearse that about 16 different times before we even had one audience member. And then we also had to get permitting to be in these public spaces with large groups of people. So that was about a 2-year project that I line produced on.
I've noticed that around the country, a lot of restaurants are taking it to the streets. We can't be inside, but we're taking it to the streets. You just brought up what I like to call the museum format of theater. Sleep No More does it. And what I've been wondering is, with theaters adjusting left and right, is that an aspect and is that a quality of, how do I word this? Is this format something that places like Center Theater Group are exploring as a new way of doing theater?
Yes, that's something that we're really grappling with, as folks that have traditional, houses, right? We have these theaters that are have a structure to them. We've been experimenting with off-site, immersive, site-specific I like to call them hyper collaborative work, things that are not necessarily playwright driven work. For a couple years now, I mean, this was an 8-year initiative that Diane Rodriguez led, that we were experimenting with different formats. And now it's having to go back into that well and say, how can we do this? How can we have things outside? How can we have things digitally? It's taken us a little bit to have that conversation, and who are those types of artists that we want to work with and partner with on that work. And now we're just starting to gear up. Again, it's been 6 months since the pandemic started. We're just starting to kind of gear up and say, how can we put together kind of a selection of offerings that would be a mix of digital, outside, and not in our theater. And so for us, it's because we're a big ship, as I like to say. You know, we're not those small little motorboats. We take a long time to get it together. So we're just starting to explore all of that.
Now, in situations like this, statistically, it's proven that, as you said, the small motorboats, this is the time in which they become larger ships. This is a moment for growth, and it tends to sway and benefit small businesses. So I think one thing that most people have to figure out if they're in that situation is number one, how do you assess success for your job as a line producer? And number two, matter of fact, let's answer that first, because I feel like that's a big question, and then I'll get to the second half.
Yeah, for me, it's really about trying to manifest the artist's vision. So for me as line producer, as long as I am meeting the artist's needs and also contributing to the community's needs within the artistic process, then I feel like it's a success. So it's really about defining with the artist, what do you want the show to do? How do you want the show to look? How do you want the show to function within whatever parameters that we're working in? And then does the artist feel like we did that successfully? And also for me personally, as somebody who is always coming from artist impact, you know, I really want to make sure that art is impacting the communities that we're serving, and making sure that the audience who sees it is also engaging with it, is grappling with it, is getting something out of it, and walking away that they feel like they have an impactful experience.
All right. Now, a lot of people hear line producer and they go, oh, that's the person that secures the money. Is that all there is to the job?
No, I am actually not a fundraiser. That's our fundraising team in terms of a regional theater model. We do talk about money and talk about budget, and we do budget out the shows and allocate those budgets with alongside with our production team. But we actually do not secure the money in terms of a traditional sense. But if there are asks that need to be made to secure special funding for a specific project, a producer may come along to that ask, or may put some effort into like our grant proposals. For example, I do a lot of work with our fundraising teams in terms of crafting language, crafting goals, crafting vision around a project that they may want to go and put an ask out to a foundation.
Now, when it comes to putting those asks out to a foundation, now we're into the second part of this question. You're part of a well-oiled machine. You are leaders, and Center Theater Group is one of the strongest theaters in the world. So how do you translate that to the small motorboats? How do we introduce that language or the stuff that would get people who are offering grants to want to invest in them?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, thank you for that first and foremost. I appreciate that. And I think for us, we're really trying to do that in an individual way. You know, I just did this morning. I also project manage our Sherwood Award, which is a $10,000 award we give to a local Los Angeles artist that's doing innovative practice. And something I do is I personally reach out to folks individually that I see have applied multiple times and give feedback and say, hey, have you thought about doing this work sample? Or have you thought about positioning yourself this way in terms of your application? We also do open application artist workshops in terms of how to apply for a grant as an artist. How do you put together an artist statement? We also have a program called Block Party, which remounts local intimate theaters here in Los Angeles. So I'm also part of that team. And a big thing that we do there is to say, again, have open Q&A sessions, have conversations. And then if they are a visiting company that is selected for Block Party, we sit with them and say, what do you want to learn more about? How can we help you? How can you help us? It's an exchange of ideas, and to say, how can we lift each other up in terms of really sustaining a Los Angeles theater ecosystem? And some of it's about fundraising, some of it's about marketing. I can't tell you how many intimate theaters here in Los Angeles are just so creative, so ingenious in terms of their marketing, their nimbleness. And we need to learn from them just as much as we can offer maybe some things around board development or about sustaining a subscription base. So we're really exchanging and really in conversation with each other. And then those visiting companies become a kind of a group of alumni that we then kind of keep in contact with and say, oh, you need us to send an offer out to our subscribers. Okay, great. Can you do that same? And really kind of have a long-term investment.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's switch for a little bit. I want to know a little bit more about Center Theater Group. I need to fact check something really quick. Can you give me the estimated time in which Center Theater Group said they will be back?
So currently we're hoping to be back in April 2021.
All right, so April 2021, that's a fact. Now, do you remember the date that this was announced by Center Theater Group?
Gosh, you might have got me there. I want to say we announced it 2 months ago.
2 months ago? So what is that? 2 months ago. We're currently in August. That's July, June. So you're saying June-ish. I think it was a little earlier than that.
Maybe.
What I'm getting at is that regardless, you were one of the first theaters to say, okay, April 2021, when other ones were going, no, end of the year, beginning of the year. How did you as a company have that foresight? Where did that come from? Who are you talking to?
I mean, I think because the Amundsen and the Taper are Los Angeles County run facilities. So we're part of the county. And so everything that happens at the Music Center is dictated by the county protocols around COVID-19. And so we really did not foresee people in terms of the public feeling comfortable coming back into a theatrical space that is enclosed. Until we have a vaccine, probably more than likely. But two, I think we really wanted to make sure that we were working with our tours that we have coming in through the Amundsen. We wanted to make sure that we were working with artist comfortability and safety first and foremost. And so for us, it felt more comfortable given our scheduling and also artist safety within the context of the LA County guidelines to really say, hey, you know what, it's going to be realistically 2021.
That was, as you can see, it seems like you are all on the money ahead of everyone else. I remember when that first came out, it was one other thing I want to throw out there. Center Theater Group, when it came to that, I got to look at my notes. I thought I was going to be able to do this whole thing without notes. What has Center Theater Group done to amplify minority voices?
Yeah, I can talk very personally about this. So currently, I'm the only person of color on the artistic team, and Diane Rodriguez was there for about 25 years, but after she left, and so we had a lot of conversation, and we also are looking to expand that team. You know, we really want to expand that team, and I think what we're having is the real talk conversations. You know, Michael Ritchie, who's our artistic director, and I have had some really, you know, to be frank, uncomfortable conversations. And I think they're conversations that Michael himself would say he wasn't used to having. And I live in that space because I'm a facilitator nationally around a lot of these topics. And so I feel very comfortable kind of disrupting business as usual. That's kind of my specialty. But I think the whole artistic team, and I can talk really broadly about the company, but I feel like what I could commit to in terms of the artistic team is we're really reevaluating how we talk to artists. What are our anti-racist policies and protocols in terms of working with artists? How we made these public commitments to change. And they were challenged by the BIPOC community that works within Center Theater Group. And we're really working together to come up with solutions that we feel are feasible, visible, and really meaningful in terms of anti-racism. And saying that, right? I think for a long time, people were dancing around anti-racism. They're saying, diversity, inclusion. And so we're like, no, we need to go hard, and we need to say it's anti-racism. And what does that look like and manifest not only in our artistic practices, in our staffing, and in everything we do. So marketing, programming, fundraising, everything.
How do you get diversity? Now you're saying you were one of. How do we get diversity, more faces of color, without taking jobs from people who are already there? How do you tell someone you've done a good job, but now we need a minority?
I think for us, what we're approaching it in terms of the artistic team is not from a place of scarcity. It's actually a place of abundance. So it's not that anybody's losing a job. We're just adding team members, and we're adding more voices. And I think, you know, sometimes people say, You just need to be at the table. I always talk about, let's get rid of this myth of the table. Let's just burn that table to the ground, because the table is not an equalizer. Somebody could be at a table and they could have a little piece of the corner, right, where they're like practically falling off. It's really about having agency and power and decision-making power. And so it's really about equalizing who's at the table and what is their role and what is the power and decision making that they have. And so some of that comes from erasing hierarchy, right? So really exploring different ways of working that aren't necessarily, oh, I report to so-and-so and they report to so-and-so. And I think some of that is also maybe creating co-directors, this, oh, you have 6 of this type of title. And it's not so much moving away from, oh, you have to move aside, which I do think sometimes that is necessary if somebody is not necessarily dedicating themselves to the anti-racist work. But I do think sometimes it's about bringing in that other voice, bringing in that other perspective to challenge, to work alongside. And sometimes that's artists and sometimes that's staff.
That's good. You're ready. You came ready to dance. You came ready to answer these tough questions. Is there anything else that you feel like we might have not focused on, or anything you would like to highlight before I go into like the second round of questioning?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, Center Theater Group is like you said, a very large institution, and we rightfully get a lot of criticism around either our programming, our staffing. And I just want to say that I can say myself as a staff person who's on the artistic team, who's been here 12 years, I want to be an open door for folks and be transparent. And I think we're moving towards transparency. So if there are feedback or if there's questions around where we are in our journey, I would say write somebody that you know on staff. Call the info line. I can't tell you how many times I get a question around like maybe a playwriting program that we're doing. And they're like, how do I get there? And I'm like, invite me to your play. Like, I just didn't know, right? Like, we can't keep track of everything going on in Los Angeles. So we're trying to be open, transparent, but I know it doesn't always feel that way. And so I just would encourage folks to reach out.
All right, let's investigate that. So you're saying that you're on new play development. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of submissions. Do you know offhand how many submissions on average you get a year?
Average a year, I would say probably close to about 300 to 500, depending on, we switched to agent and literary agent submissions, which we're actually looking at erasing as part of our anti-racist work. And we just need to put better protocols in place. I think for a while we were just getting a little inundated, but we do have an email, scripts@ctgla.org, that anybody could write. I monitor that with my colleague, Neil Keller. And we invite people to just email us. We'll try our best to get it. We hire a team of readers to work with us. Obviously, there's only so many of us that could read so many plays a day. So we really want to try our best to say, what is that accessibility? So on average, I would say 300 to 500 a year in terms of just scripts.
So let's do this. 300 to 500 scripts coming your way. You're also now going to be hearing from a lot of advocacy groups and things of the like. With all these voices coming your way, how do you prioritize who to listen to?
Yeah, I think that's part of the conversation we need to have in terms of putting into practice are these anti-racist policies and protocols that we're working on. And for me, I mean, I could say we've been having a lot of frank conversations around how we are centering Black and Indigenous voices. And that's going to be a big focus for us, to be really honest, in the next couple of years. Not only BIPOC voices in general, but definitely Black and Indigenous voices. And so it's really a big, big passion of mine to say, this is how we center the work, and this is how we expand the work. And I think we're still exploring that. I can't say that we solved everything, but I definitely know it's in our conversation.
All right, Patricia, I would love to have you as my co-host for today. Do you accept?
I'm so excited. Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. Today we're going to be doing a social experiment. Isn't that great? Isn't it fun?
I'm excited.
We're going to be testing your best one-liners. What are some of your favorite game shows or reality shows?
Oh gosh, I'm like the worst person. I'm such a bookworm.
It's okay. It's okay. Give me that one that you were like, I admit I watch. Or watch.
I guess The Price is Right.
All right. We're going to be playing that on steroids. Here we go. Okay. Could I get one of our contestants for round one? Justin Bryant. You may know Justin Bryant from such shows as
Hello.
Hamilton. You may also know him from the Michael Jackson 1 show in Las Vegas. And you may also know him for what I like to call his actionable item when it comes to activism. He is the creator of Dine Noir. Hey, Justin, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good, good. I want to know more about what Dine Noir is.
Oh, so I created Dine Noir 6 years ago. I call it a empowering networking group. So it's basically bringing Black and Brown people together, discussing issues that's specifically to the community, and finding solutions to those issues. So, one of my little things that I say is I say before every meeting, we come to the meeting to share our ideas and our knowledge and our skills. We are kings and queens. We are Dine Noir, and then we will start the meeting.
Is Black King, Justin?
Black is king. Beyonce said it.
Hey, if Queen says it, it's true.
Yeah,
right. Let's bring on our next contestant.
Hey.
Hey, John. How are you?
Hey. Great. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. I want to talk to you about your career. If you were to describe your career in 3 sentences, what would it be?
Sad. No, I'm kidding. It's been no. I'm self-deprecating. I have to get over that. My agent probably hates me for that. No, it's been fun. It's been interesting. It's been diverse. It's not 3 words. Oh my God, I'm failing already. It's been interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
When it comes to your career, when it comes to your life, how do you identify?
My career, my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of myself as I guess master of none, jack of all trades, master of none. Like I do lots of things. I'm like writing, directing, acting, singing, music, graphic design, web design, projection work, all kinds of stuff. So it's like I'm spread thin sometimes, or I'm amazing. It just depends.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Can I get my 3rd contestant?
Bonjour.
Hello.
Wesley, how are you doing?
How are you, girl?
I'm good. But here's the thing. We couldn't just have one person from Hamilton. It had to be 2. So here's Wesley from Hamilton. Also, the Angelica tour for anyone. So these 2 have not worked together. How are you, Wesley?
I'm doing well. You know, loving being home in California for a little bit. Didn't expect to be home this long, but happy for the place to be. Like sunshine, beaches. What more could you ask for?
When Hamilton had shut down, did you have trouble with unemployment or anything of the like, or were you just able to godfather in?
What unemployment? It took 10 weeks for them to tell me that I didn't qualify. And then when I did qualify for the PUA, they told me that I was no longer eligible for unemployment because it's a separate entity. So now I'm trying to appeal my case. So right now I'm getting $150 a week, which is awesome.
That's America. Here's my question. What takes more work? Securing that unemployment or securing your hair?
Oh, the hair. Well, actually, you know what? The unemployment hair is a lot of work and $1,200 worth of product in here. But this unemployment has been harder to maintain, girl. Whew.
All right. Let's go to our next contestant.
Hi.
Hey, Tish. How are you?
I'm good.
This is Artisha Mann Cooper.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I put the little contestant around. I feel like
I know you're A++ student over there.
We came in. Tisha has a show that she co-hosts called Too Legit to QT or Quit. I love it. It's clever. I appreciate it. I elevate it. Tell us more about that show.
Yeah, too legit to QT is too legit to Koya and Tish. It is a motivational platform for artists and entrepreneurs to level up and create their own opportunities and not wait for someone to do it for them. So we have on a lot of people, including Davon, which we are obsessed with Davon. We've had him on the show a couple of times, and we talk about the things that you've done in your career to level up, and also how are you creating the mindset to do it, because we really believe that in order to, create your own opportunities, you have to be in a certain mindset. So we work around those components on the show, and it's a lot of fun. We had John Cry. We hosted with Davon last week. He was a creative developer at New Market Films, and it was a really great show. But we cannot top Davon's show last week. I've still been thinking about that. It was on point.
Thank you. It was a lot for everyone to process. That's why we're doing games today.
It was a lot, but it was good. It was good. I was ready for it. I was here for it.
Thanks. I will say, co-hosting on your show was a lot of fun. I really thought we were just going to talk about like Arnie Darko and Memento and just talk about his career. And the moment I saw tears come down his face when we were talking about Breonna Taylor, I was like, oh, this is bigger than art right now. This is a moment. This is a moment. And even now I get like goosebumps from it. It's always great to be able to find those allies who have real power. I will say that.
Yeah, he was great. He was really great. So I appreciate him. But guys, check us out. We're on,
Let's do it.
Facebook.
Can we get our last and final contestant for this round? Troy D. Wallace with the hair. How are you?
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing?
Good, man. I have a question for you. I've heard of this thing called Black Theater Caucus. What is it?
Well, we are a grassroots organization advocating for, empowering, and educating Black theater practitioners, as well as the intersectional Black community.
I have a question for you, and it's regarding unions. Do you think that we should start exploring a union for BIPOC performers, actors?
I don't see why it should be off the table, but I am all for improving what we already have as well.
All right. I think that is a very kind MLK Jr. response. And with that, I would like to, let's talk about this for a second. Troy, we have something in common. We survived run-ins with moving vehicles. Would you be okay talking about that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no. Don't know if I'm actually supposed to talk about it. I'll talk about it anyways. Last month, or no, end of June, I was actually on my way to the park. I'm here in New York to do some yoga, my daily yoga routine. And I was on the sidewalk and this car decided to parallel park into me.
Wow.
Yeah, they were completely popped the curb, went through a pile of trash, hit a tree, and then hit me and pinned me against the wall.
Do you have insurance?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, everything is proceeding as it should be. But yeah, I've been couch ridden for the last month, and I just moved back into the bed last week. So, yeah.
Do you have insurance?
Yeah, I'm covered, and we're pursuing everything. That's all I can say on that end.
That's good. All right. Now, I brought you all here because I have these gift cards provided by Boxers NYC. The shorts are always... I can't make the joke. I'm sorry, I can't make the joke. But Boxers NYC has provided 3 gift cards, each worth $25. I will be taking one of them away for the other group, and I will be saying that you all are guaranteed 1 gift card, one of you out of your team. However, whichever team gets the most points or gets the most correct will then be able to utilize their additional gift card, correct? All good?
Awesome.
All right, let's get down to how this game is played. So I'm gonna.
Hey!
Hey.
So here's a good sample question. Last week I had opened up the show and I pretty much said anyone who was mentioned in last week's show in regards to cyberbullying, race baiting, or electioneering, or just mentioned in any other way, had the right to come onto the show and tell their side of the story. Now, with all that being open, how many counselors or people of the like do you think sent in a request to come on today?
Can I just throw out an answer?
Yeah, just throw out an answer. All right, we have 3. We have 2.
3, 2.
2.
0. All right,
0.
Justin, what's your answer? Oh, is he frozen?
Oh,
He
no.
might be a
you
little
gotta be careful
frozen.
with that. So this is how it works. You all then have to agree. As a group, you have to agree on what
okay.
answer you want to give. So I'm going to let you all talk for a little bit.
So we're working together.
Yeah, you're working together.
I was ready to take them down.
Yeah, I'm
No.
So
You have 1 minute.
Okay. I think it's 0 because they'd be on the show, wouldn't
You
they?
might see my
Yeah,
answer.
I
I
was gonna
said
say, we're here.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna go with you, John, actually, because we're here. So
But what if they're going to be brought on
Right?
right after this?
I know, but wasn't there
them?
like one person on the show who actually gave a comment, right? So it might be
I
like
was
1 or
thinking
2.
3. Wes.
I was thinking like 2. There was like a person on the show who gave a comment. So I think some people might have reached out.
let's do 2.
Let's do 2.
All right. You, as a group, you've picked the answer 2. And the answer is 0. We have 0
Get out.
going up today. It is silence. It is silence in the field today. So in this situation, regardless if you got it right or if you didn't, you would then have to discuss who out of the 5 of you will be getting cut. But we're not going to be doing that yet, okay? So are you all ready for the first one?
This is the weakest link.
Yeah, it's like Survivor up in
Goodbye.
here.
Hi.
So team number 1, are you ready?
Now I am.
Yeah.
That was a practice, thank God.
Right.
Practice. All right, so here we go. Can I get Teen Vogue for a second? Here we go. Teen Vogue created an article called "We Need to Talk About Digital Blackface in Reaction GIFs." Now, GIFs, I know what that whole argument is. I'm not getting into it today. The creators GIFs. You can take that down. Now, if something's right, we're going to play a sound. And if something's wrong, we're going to play a sound. And we're going to experiment and see, are these fun sounds or is this kind of problematic? But don't worry, that's not for you. That's for us at home. So, question number 1. On episode 1, Mark Richard Taylor was asked to identify Trayvon Martin. When the picture came up, could he, and for anyone not knowing, Mark Richard Taylor was running for office for Actors Equity Association. He got in trouble for some tweets and past messages that he made. He said that he changed his way. He went to some Black Lives Matter protest, and he also was brave enough to come onto the receipts. So with all that information, knowing what's going on, was Mark Richard Taylor able to identify Trayvon Martin? You have 1 minute to give an answer.
Okay. I think he did. I think it took him a second, though. Do y'all remember?
No.
Do y'all watch the
No.
first
No.
Yeah, I think he did. I think it took him a second. I think he was not sure. He didn't get it wrong. But I think he did, if I recall. That was a long time ago, though. Like 8
Yeah.
weeks ago, right?
No, we're gonna go with you on this one.
Yeah, you were right on the last one. We didn't listen.
You didn't recognize.
If I'm wrong, I know I'm going. No.
Wait, Justin, what did you say?
Oh, that's
Huh?
good.
Justin.
So let's say yes.
I'm so
he's
sorry.
getting- he's getting a little choppy.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin.
I was
you're
just
still
saying
freezing.
with
Justin's giving a yes. So as a group, your answer is yes?
Yeah.
All right. The answer is
That is correct.
correct. All right. Can we play Q1?
Mark, who is this?
Is that Trayvon Martin?
There it is. There it is. It took him a while. John remembered, but he said Trayvon Martin. Congratulations. You have 1 point. Are you ready for the next one?
All right.
Yeah.
Captain.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do, someone has to go.
Right now?
No.
Yes, you have 1 minute.
Wait, I thought we answered
We got
right.
it right.
Oh, don't worry. Regardless if you get it right or wrong, someone has to go. So
That is
basically,
so cruel. That's so cruel.
so Tish, you're number 1. Who would you nominate and say has to go, and why?
God, I mean, I would nominate myself. I'll take one for the team.
Oh.
I'll take one. I mean, I feel bad. I wouldn't nominate anybody.
This is so RuPaul of you, Davon.
I know, it's so wrong.
We're doing a social experiment.
I'll nominate myself. Yeah, because I can't. I mean, I can't do that.
Troy, who do you nominate?
I nominate myself.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
This is cute. Wesley, who do you nominate?
I nominate myself.
Okay, that's great. Justin, who do you nominate?
I nominate myself.
All right. John, who do you nominate?
I am Spartacus. Myself.
Oh.
All right.
Ride
Patricia,
together, die together.
when someone doesn't vote, we can go two different ways. We can eliminate every single person here. Or, Patricia, you can eliminate one person. If everyone gets eliminated, no one here gets the prize, and team number 2 gets the chance to get all 3 gift cards from Boxers. So, Patricia, would you like to send one person off?
Guys, you can nominate
So
me.
mean. He's so
You know,
I
tough.
can't feel that. I can't feel that, you all. You have to help me out.
I think we should vote for Davon to go.
Oh my
Or
god.
Roddy. We don't need his sounds. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Who has something to do? You could just get off early.
That's right. That's true. That's true. That's
Guys,
true.
I'll
No, we can't have the lady. We can't have the lady. We need the
We
ladies
need
here.
her on
One
here.
lady representing us. Yeah.
oh my
No.
god.
I will
Gotta
go.
make a choice.
Well, someone at some point is
Okay,
going to have
so-
to sign off on someone going.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Wait, no.
Justin's
Oh.
just taking herself out.
Justin has decided to eliminate himself. Justin, does anyone second that? Does anyone second that?
Can I say
No.
only because he's
Bye.
healthy?
Yeah,
wait.
only because he volunteered.
Only because the connection's gone and he volunteered. But other
It's
than
very
that,
on
I
China
still
in
vote
All
for me.
Stars. If you want to quit, go. No, I'm kidding.
Justin, thank you for being here. Again, Dine Noir, I believe, just does incredible work. You can find them on Facebook. It's Dine, as in I'm dining, Noir, like a murder noir. That's essentially how it goes. Justin, you cannot pay the bill. Thank you for joining the receipts.
Oh.
Bye, Justin.
Bye.
All right. Now, I will repeat. That was a warning. That was a warning. I don't want to have to make an example out of the first group, but you must pick someone other than yourself. All right. Are we ready for the second one?
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Here we go. Day casting was a pivotal topic when it came to the casting episode. Now, we gave a team, mind you, I had called on some of my greatest friends in the industry. We had someone who cast for Broadway, film, Los Angeles. We had someone who was casting for New York. We had someone casting for Disney. We had 90 minutes to replace someone in a production of Into the Woods. If 90 minutes had gone by without us picking a person or putting a couple of names forward, I would have to theoretically lose my job as a casting agent. The question, I'm sorry, casting director. We had that whole conversation about how they're not agents. Woo, I almost got myself in trouble again. As a casting director, did I keep my job?
I don't think they did decide, did they? They kept waffling, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what. Yeah, I think you lost it.
I think you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you're an actor still, and you're doing the show still, and not casting.
Yeah.
So your final answer is no, I did not keep my job.
No, they waffled.
All right, the answer is
Correctamundo. Mundo.
Woo!
Ooh, this team is good.
there it is.
John is good.
Good.
I'm like a stalker of the show.
I
God.
can't
Here we
remember
go.
what I did yesterday, much less a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
It's true though.
Fine.
Now, I would love for everyone to start with their nominations. John, who do you nominate? It cannot be yourself.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. Boom Boom Bobby. No, they don't know what that is. That's right. That's an inside joke. No. Who has alphabetical? I don't know the names. Who has the last name that's the farthest in the alphabet, closest to Z? That's Troy.
Probably
Oh, Troy. No, Troy's been through so much.
Yeah, we heard his story and everything.
First name Wesley. Oh, but Wesley's.
It's okay. I'll take the vote. I'll take the vote. This is mean, Davon.
All right,
Oh, it's so difficult.
Wesley, who do you pick?
I'm so angry. Wait, so John chose me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so like if I choose Troy, like I'm not automatically out.
If you choose Troy, you're not automatically
Okay,
out.
great. Then I'm gonna go with Troy. No
Okay.
offense, brother.
Troy, who do you pick?
I picked John.
Okay.
I thought we had an alliance.
Oh, that is so wrong, guys. And
All
I
right.
can't myself, right?
Pick
Choose yourself.
yourself.
So
No,
lady
guys.
decides.
Okay. What? Wesley.
All right, Wesley.
I did it with my eyes closed.
I'm not offended.
It was eyes
Wes-
closed thing.
Wesley, the upside to this is you have more time to deal with unemployment and your hair.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
Do you have any last words?
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you. I appreciate that,
Thank
friend.
you, boo.
Okay. Don't forget those Hamilton steps, all right?
No, they're already long gone.
Get out of here.
All right, Patricia, quick question. When you're
Yes.
coming down to the final decision of which scripts you're going to put forward, how do you all decide, okay, this is the strongest foot?
I think it's about, for me, an emotional arc of how it's going to impact our audiences. Is it really speaking to something relevant to today?
I love it. Are you all ready for question number 3?
No.
We're going there. We're going there.
All right. On the most recent episode, our Council of Black Excellence was asked the following question. Should Mark Richard Taylor be allowed to run for office? Which, coincidentally, he is running for delegate right now. So the question, with his past and everything else, how do you think the vote went? This is tricky. We had 5 people on panel. So was it 1 vote affirmative, 2 vote affirmative, 3 votes affirmative, 4 votes affirmative, or 5 votes affirmative?
It was at least 3.
I gotta remember because there were a lot.
I think
There was some waffling there too, a little bit, because it was like nuanced. Some of the answers, which were fairly nuanced, I think. I think the ultimate decision. I'm sorry. Speak, please.
No, go ahead, John.
What do you remember? I was just gonna say, I think I remember they all, I think, came to the same conclusion: the right to run and the right to let the voting body adjudicate that. I think they all came to that conclusion. All 5. I know 2 or 3 did.
I'm gonna go with 4.
Oh, is it 2 or 3 or what? Because it was a little bit of waffling. So I would say there wasn't a general consensus though.
Oh yeah. Maybe not.
Can we
You're
say
right.
Can we say like 3?
Your answer is 3 people said
Let's
yes?
say 3. I think 3's fair. 3, because 2 of them were definitely like leaning towards no.
Yeah.
I think.
All right, so you're saying 3 out of 5 said yes.
Yes.
You're saying that it was a 3/5 compromise.
Do we have a lifeline?
Can we phone somebody?
All right, so the answer is
Very poor job.
Oh.
no.
And
I'm
from
sorry.
him of all people. Oh.
It was a 3/5 compromise. Well, can we play Q3? MRT be running for office?
I think so.
Oh, we're voting. Oh, that's right. I'm not allowed to vote. All right. So we have a 3-2 vote. That's where we stand on that. Our decision on the black.
It was a 3/5 compromise in the other direction. I'm so sorry. Your first.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now there
What happens
are
if we get it wrong, huh?
same exact thing. You
They're
now
back?
have to decide who should be getting the boot
Oh,
out of
wait.
the 3 of you.
Oh, we get the prize if we get it right. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to get more points than the other team.
I'm not picking first.
Well, Troy's giving
Troy is number 1.
John, you have to stay for the teams because so it has to be Tony or me.
All right, so Troy, where are you?
Troy is volunteering here.
Wait, you cannot volunteer. That's not an option. You have to pick.
Well, I pick you, Troy, since you're volunteering.
Yeah.
Troy, You are gonna have to pick someone.
All right, I'll pick John.
All right, John, you're gonna have to pick someone.
I'm gonna have to go with the lady and pick Troy for picking me and betraying our alliance.
So we have a
Your imagined
There we
alliance.
go.
we have the death of an alliance. Troy, Black Theater Caucus doing incredible work. How can people get involved?
You can follow us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. We also have a website, blacktheatercaucus.org. Join us. Membership is $3.99.
All right. Thank you, Troy. You are out. Now, here we go. It's down to the two of you.
Woo.
Q4. Are you ready? No, don't play it yet. In the producers episode, Let's Make a Bill, we had 5 producers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 producers come on. They were all asked the question. Here's the simple question. Would these men be open to hiring a trans actor to play Effie White? Did all 5 say yes, or did one person say no?
Shit.
Oh my gosh.
1 minute.
Such a simple question. No. No. I don't remember if anyone abstained or said no. I remember there being support of it, which I'm very glad to hear. But crap, I can't remember if anyone said no. Actually, I don't know if anyone would have had the balls to say no. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone would have had the balls to say no, right?
So we're gonna say all 5 said yes.
I think we shall, if you agree.
Yes. Okay.
All righty.
All right.
And I am happy to say the answer is
The force is strong with this one.
correct.
Nice
There we
work.
go. All right. So I would love to say, and this is really good, all 5 men said yes. We don't even have to play the video.
Good.
All right. Here we go.
Should.
In times like this, Patricia and I have to decide who's going to get eliminated. So this is what I'm going to say. Each of you have 1 minute to make a pitch on why you should get this $25 gift card. Let's start with Tish.
Okay, well, I really think that John should get the $25 gift card because he just has been like so good with this. So I would like to pitch myself, but I'm just, I'm going to advocate for John here and say that I would much rather give it to him. And also, I live in South Carolina at this point. So
John?
I have 2 reasons why I think she should get it. I'll tell you why. One, you can regift it to somebody you love in LA or wherever, right? That has a boxers. And 2, I'm celebrating 2 months of sobriety.
All right, Patricia, we have 2 arguments onto why they should give it to someone. Who would you like to give this gift card to? Would it be Tish, who lives in North Carolina and will have to gift it to a friend? Or would you like to give it to John in hopes that we destroy his 2 years worth of it?
I have to say, John, you make a strong case, and I have to give it to Tish. I think Tish, just gift that away, take honor in it.
I'm coming up there in a month. So
well, there you go.
Yeah. Maybe they'll be open by then, right? They're not open right now.
No, they're open. They're open.
They are? Oh, okay.
They are open.
I
Yeah,
thought they were just open for you, Davon, because you're a star.
No. I walked in and said, I'm going to record something here. They said, who are you? I said, thank you. John, thank you for being here, John. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye, John.
No, John is gone.
John, you're the last one standing. Congratulations. You won round 1. I would love to ask you this question.
Sure.
As the winner, if your team actually got the most points, what would you like to do with the second gift card? Give it to yourself or give it to one other member of your team?
I would give it to one other member of the team. They all worked so hard. Oh my gosh. Somebody got hit by a car, right?
Yes. He got hit by a car and he's being taken care of by his girlfriend.
Okay, so that's who I would give it to because that's a very difficult situation.
All right. So here's my question. Why do we see people who we perceive as Troy is injured. we understand that like he was hit by a vehicle. However, that was a deciding factor on you doing something nice for him. Why is that?
Well, I had thought that Tony already said that he couldn't do it. I couldn't really hear Justin, so I think it was just, to me, I just thought about who I thought may have needed it. That was just like, may have needed a break, and because he got hit by a car, I just feel like maybe he just needs a break in life. That's all.
Do you think some people were afraid to vote you off because you're a Black woman?
I think I was the only woman. That's probably why. Black woman, only woman. I think that has something to do with it. Yeah.
How do we deal with situations like this where we know it's a never-ending list how being a minority is not advantageous, but in moments that it is that considered an aspect of privilege?
I don't think so. I mean, I think privilege is something that has to equate to your overall life. I don't think if you give somebody something in a moment, it equates to, how they're treated in their overall life. I think privilege is when the law looks at you differently. I think privilege is when you go to a place and they don't look at you differently. I mean, if someone says, you know what, I want to give this to somebody because I believe that there is a disadvantage, in their community. I'm like, okay, sure. Why not? Right.
All right. I'm going to give you one bonus question all on your own. This question may decide if you have the most points. So here we go.
Get ready.
Was there a Negro Actors Guild founded in 1936 and operating by 1937? Co-founded by Paul Robeson, and may or may not have later merged with Actors Equity.
I mean, that seems like a lot of details. It seems like it'd be true, but I don't know if the year is correct. I don't know if the year is correct. So I'm going to say no to the year. Yeah.
You are incorrect. Can I get Q5?
Oh, no. That was a lot of details.
Just as a fact about your union, when Actors Equity began, Black people couldn't even be in it.
Right.
Okay. There had to be a Black Actors Equity. And for the...
Oh, there you go.
All right. So let's tally up these. I believe you got the first one correct, the second one correct. I believe you may have gotten the third one wrong. You all got the fourth one correct. And then I believe you got this one wrong. So that's a total of 3 points. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Patricia, is that right?
I think that is correct. I should mark that next time.
Yeah. I just wanted to see how we were doing when it comes to paying attention. Tish, congratulations. Oh, you know what? One more question because we're kind of on the topic. Are you familiar with the youngest star to ever hit the Billboard Awards, known as Blue Ivy?
Yeah. Blue Ivy.
Is Blue Ivy someone who is growing up in privilege?
Yeah, I think so. I think she has access, and I think privilege means access to me. So I would say yeah. But what I would say is if she's not accompanied in the right way, I don't think people would recognize that she would have privilege. I mean, even Oprah has had situations in other countries with that. So, but I do think, I think money provides privilege a lot of the time.
So what more so is to you the leading factor, race or them dollars?
It always will be race. It always will be. You mean leading factor in privilege or
in determining privilege? Yeah.
Oh, it would always be class. I gotta say race, because no matter where you go in the world, there's colorism and there's racial issues. So regardless of how much money you have, people who have money still deal with having privilege issues. So I just, and you have to be at a certain level of money, because if people don't know you and they can't look you up and they don't know that you have money, it doesn't even matter if you have money if people don't understand that you have it. So it's always going to be a race thing, because at first sight, if a person sees a Black person and they don't know they have money, they're always going to make assumptions, even if they have money. So
All right. Thank you, Tish. Have a good one. All right.
thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That was round one. What do you think?
I mean, that was definitely a social experiment, I have to say. And I have to say that they kind of went, they did kind of have a real mind melt there and kind of work together.
It was good. It was good. Do you ever find yourself aggressively disagreeing with anyone on your team? Like you have, like just looking at me and being like, you have made a horrible decision today.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's good to know. That's good to know. All righty. Well, how is it resolved? Like, can you have that argument and then turn around and be like, hey, girl, you want a coffee? Like, can you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, not necessarily like everything's going to be resolved forever. I mean, you're always going to have maybe underlying tensions or maybe disagreements about your aesthetics. But I think, we could always, at least I always try to come at it with a generosity of spirit and to say, okay, let's disagree about that. But next time, let's make sure we're really having a clear conversation so that there isn't this kind of stepping on one another. So that way we could kind of try to eliminate that as much as possible.
You considered yourself a disruptor. Now, when it comes to disrupting, if you are a white woman coming in with the disruption of like, hey, we got to do this, we got to do this, do you think you would have been promoted, or do you think you would have been fired? Or do you think everything would have been the same?
I think it depends on your environment. I can speak to CTG specifically. I mean, I think that we welcome discourse and conversation and different perspectives. So I think that tends to get, that's not necessarily a bad thing or looked at, as a challenge. I think that sometimes, depending on if it is a person of color or if it's a white person, I think sometimes as a person of color, you can get problematized if you're always bringing up kind of the opposing perspective. And so that just depends on your relationship with that particular person that you're bringing up the issue. So for me, I think you do run that risk if you're a person of color bringing up challenging issues.
Do you know who Doug Baker is?
Of course.
Would you like to tell me who Doug Baker is at home?
Sure. Doug Baker is our producing director. So he does all the programming for the Amundsen Theater.
You came highly praised and recommended by Doug Baker. And one of the questions, I kind of know the answer because I saw his words, but I wonder just how many of us always have this thought when we're working in white environments. Do you ever sometimes wonder if you are a coworker or a statement? Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah. So I actually met Doug as an intern. So I started as an intern in the education department, and I saw a project that Doug and his team were working on, and I kind of weaseled my way into it, and I just introduced myself and said, I'm a graduate student that's studying theater management. I feel like I have a lot to learn, not only in terms of Center Theater Group and the model that you're doing, but also from you directly. And I have to say, I was met a lot with generosity. Not to say that it wasn't, I think they were excited that I was coming from a different perspective, but I also think that they do try, in terms of the management team, I felt like they were really trying to open up a process to a student that was really willing to learn and who was really willing to, especially with the work that they do in terms of contracts, negotiations, timelines, you don't get a lot of people that are interested in that work. And so I think for them, they were like, wow, somebody who's actually interested in learning how the back end of theater works and ticks. I think it was more coming from that in terms of an affinity of the type of work I wanted to do. But yeah, I definitely have seen that happen in terms of other areas for sure.
All right, let's meet contestant number 1 from our second team. There he is.
Hi, David.
David Lamar, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm just happy to have you here. Now, David Lamar, I could talk about your resume and everything that's going on, but let's do this. Your top 3 favorite shows that you have done.
Dreamgirls,
Oh,
Jersey Boys, and Ain't Misbehavin'.
Ain't Misbehaved. Oh, you know what? I thought you were gonna go Jersey Boys, Dreamgirls, and oh God, I'm forgetting it. Billy Porter, drag queen.
Kinky Boots.
I totally thought your third choice was gonna be okay. So two
I
for
mean,
three,
yeah.
not bad.
I mean, you know, it's hard. It's hard.
It's interesting, and the reason I thought that is because I believe that was your last show. You were one of the last theaters still going after everyone was saying shut things down. What was that like?
Well, it was a non-union theater company, and I was on a guest artist contract. And I mean, I was ready to just be like, okay, you know, we can call this anytime. Lola was tired, okay? Lola's feet hurt. Okay, Lola was getting it, okay? Lola was tired, okay? She had to clock out a couple of times. So she was ready to pack her bags. That's all I'm saying. The bags were packed, but no one was, where was the plane ticket? I don't know. So we were still going, and it was like, I feel like it was maybe like a week or 2 weeks later or something like that. And then they finally were like, we're done. And I was like, yes.
Now you left New York, you come back to New York. What was it like returning?
To New York?
Yeah.
Well, they gave me a nice package. They sent me away with. So I wasn't too worried yet. And then the following week, I got an essential worker job working at a kitchen prep factory in the Bronx. And that lasted for a while.
All right. Can we get contestant number 2 of Team 2? There she is. Can I get... Hello, Shanae Birch. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good. I finally got to meet you today. I just always get excited when like I meet people for the first time and they come spitting that talk and I'm just like, oh, they're about that life. I just did a lot of slang there for everyone at home. I apologize. But yeah, let's talk about this. Are you currently a student?
I am. I am a doctoral student in public health education at Teachers College, Columbia University.
Why are you involved in theater?
Because I had a mentor in high school tell me while I was talking about my plans to become a medical doctor, she had responded saying, medicine is great, but theater can heal people too. And so I changed all of the colleges I was going to apply to, ended up studying acting at Emerson College. And I truly think that as theater makers, we have a responsibility to, if we're going to say that theater is healing, we have to have a healthy industry. So I'm studying public health as a way of facilitating that and making it better for us to tell anti-racist stories on stage, but also in our work conditions and how we are as a community together.
What's there not to like? You're so likable. Can we get contestant number 3 for Team 2? Hey, Sarah, how are you? Sarah Corey.
Hello. I'm so good. I'm having my phone is slogging along like a turtle. So you guys tell me if I'm breaking up or freezing or anything like that.
If we can hear your voice, you're doing pretty well. I will take it. I've learned to just surrender all when it comes to technology. You can
right?
You
like
can
we
plot,
have
yeah.
no other choice. Yeah.
All right, Sarah, how do you identify when it comes to your career and your life?
I identify as a human being who tells stories and moves hearts. I think that is what I do. I'm multiracial, so I sort of identify that way, but also see many different sides of humanity.
Oh, there we go. So far, so good. I would like the two of you to take that into consideration when we have to do votes. We're going to try and get Sarah back, but let's get our 4th member.
Let us not forget, though.
Hey, Gabby
Hello.
Jackson. Hey.
Hi,
So
my little sister's gonna sit still while we do this.
Nice.
No. Bring your little sister in. You are a
you
team.
want her? Come here,
Yes,
baby.
let's get it. We
You
have
wanna
one
sit?
box together.
Come on. Hello.
Oh, now she wants to get shy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Come on over. So let's get you in on this. It doesn't hurt to always have another person there. Joy is important because she has the Joy Jackson Initiative. Would you like to tell us what that is?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I and a team of folks. Oh, she's very shy now. I and a team of folks have been developing an assessment that I am writing, and we're all kind of structuring together. But essentially, it's a way for organizations to self-assess, take in what they've done as organizations over the past 5 years, over the in their most recent complete season, and see whether or not the practices and policies that they have as a company have been harmful to BIPOC theater makers and specifically Black theater makers. Because, we talk a lot about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Those words are used all the time in the entertainment and especially in the theater community. But I think BIPOC folks, the artists, the administrators, the audiences, we're all still suffering a lot under the current system. So I think it's time for us to move from making commitments, to taking action. For me, it's not enough just to simply hire diversely. So we're asking questions about how many folks that you have in your organization, but we want to know if BIPOC voices, BIPOC thoughts, and BIPOC artistry are being amplified and valued in these organizations. So this assessment is a measurement tool to measure not only the number of folks, but the culture that those BIPOC folks are walking into when they go into the room. So yeah, hopefully we're hoping to become the industry standard, not just theater, but the entertainment industry, both in America and globally. So working really hard on that assessment right now, and that tool is entering into the second phase of peer review and professional review, and also beta. And you can find out more information about it at www.joyjackson.org.
Outstanding.
Thank you so much.
It was almost as if you were prepared for that question. Patricia, is there anything like that happening with Center Theater Group? Is there any type of assessment specifically for that?
Actually, we emailed you. Yeah, my colleague Lindsay emailed you because we would love to participate. So that was I hope that reached you. If not, we can connect again. But yes, we are interested.
Connect.
Yeah.
Let's absolutely connect after this because I would love to talk. I'm sure that the emails just got
Yeah. And we saw your webinar, and we are really big fans. I loved all the folks you had on that. I love Bruce. I love Jer. I love everybody. So it was just wonderful.
That panel was just everything. And I think there's a supercut somewhere of me giggling at Bruce A. Levitt Jr. just talking. And I'll say it publicly. I was like, oh my gosh, he is everything.
He dropped some truths that day. So
he really did.
It was great. So yeah, we're definitely looking at not just using this assessment, but also working with consultants and also talking about what is our long-term staffing.
Are there any other groups or unions that you've reached out to, Patricia, or been having this conversation with?
Well, I'm part of our equity. So our equity is a national cohort of people that are really working on system changes. And so I kind of represent that into the room, but we're also talking about potentially engaging them in terms of a long-term assessment, and also different facilitators. I think different needs call for different types of facilitation. And so I'm also talking about who can we work with in terms of our artistic team on really developing our artistic practices and policies. Because I think you're absolutely right. It's not about ticking a box in terms of, we have so many percentage of BIPOC folks in leadership or BIPOC folks working on staff. It's really about creating a system and company-wide policies and procedural changes.
Right.
Let's meet our final contestant. Sorry to cut you all off. I just wanted that beautiful moment to happen. Our next contestant, final contestant, we have Ralph Lee. Did you put Stan in between? All right, let me get this full name then. Ralph Stanley. Ralph, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm good. Talk to me about your job.
PSMing. I normally am a stage manager, and that is really just the role of kind of taking over the helm once the director is done in the rehearsal room. Calling the show from day to day, rehearsals, running rehearsals during the show, and then scheduling throughout the process, along with a plethora of other things that happen in the office.
Got it. All right, here's a question I have for you, Ralph. How many other Black PSMs have you come across who are equity? Oh, are you frozen? Oh, okay, you were thinking.
That was the thought, because there's not many.
Can you name them?
Ooh, I can name Cody, Beverly, Tiffany Robinson, myself. That's 4. So
I'll give you one. Jeremy. Jeremy.
There you go.
Jeremy Lewis. There we go. All right. Is anyone not familiar with how this game is played? All right, David. This is for you.
I don't know
where
what
you
this
were
is.
that first hour. No, I'm joking.
Well.
So as a team, you all are going to try and get as many of these correct. You're trying to beat Team 1. If you beat Team 1, your team gets an additional gift card from Boxers. If you lose, only the last person standing gets a gift card. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 5 rounds. I think I already know who's eliminated first.
I know. Never appeared again.
So here we go. You all better pray Sarah doesn't come back with good internet. All right, question number 1. Are we all ready?
Mm-hmm. Is this a practice run? Sorry.
Oh, you don't get a practice. Sorry, you get your second, and because
we start
you're
right
second,
away. Just go
you
straight
start right
in.
away. So here we go. On the Ally episode of The Receipts, there was a example given by there was a woman named Paula in the opening monologue, in which Paula had gone on to someone's status. This person said, "Black Lives Matter," and then she turned around and said, "All lives matter." Now, as an experiment, we decided to reach out to Paula, and this is before this show was even created. Reach out to Paula and try to explain to her that Black Lives Matter and that she herself needs to get on board. Now, the question is, did this go well? Did Paula say, "You're right," and then say Black Lives Matter? Or did she turn around and go, "All lives matter"?
All lives matter.
Paula argued you down and said all lives matter.
Would you all like to say why, or you're all like, "No, we agree"?
She just sounds like Amy Cooper, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't trust Paula. Like, does she? First of all, what is her profile picture?
Stop.
Wait, if we still have
I think it was a floral. I think it was a floral shirt, if I remember correctly. It was a floral shirt.
There's no
floral shirt. She said all lives matter.
Okay. The answer is
wrong.
That is our 45th president letting me let you know that you are wrong. Can we get Q6? 10 messages for this experiment. 10 messages back and forth. Well, 10 messages from me, probably 10 or 11 messages from Paula. And let's see what Paula did on June 8th. Good morning. Black Lives Matter. You're wrong.
Paula, come on.
It took 10
I'd love to
messages.
see a change of heart, Paula.
Here's the question. Why did you all believe that it was going to be impossible to get through to Paula?
That's my experience.
Social media, Facebook posts don't seem to be the best place for transformation, but learn something new every day.
Hey.
Here's the question. With Paula in the mix, is it possible that, let me rephrase the question. As minorities, are we doing enough? Like, are we rushing to conclusions too fast or condemning people online too fast? Should we be doing a better job? Gabby?
I will say that I think that in decentralizing whiteness, we're also at some point taking that decentralization to an extreme to where it's like, you know, we're eliminating white voices from the conversation or telling people who aren't BIPOC, you know, or are white presenting BIPOC also, that they don't have a voice, that they are not allowed to have thoughts and feelings surrounding racism. But some of the most, I think, healing and transformational conversations that I've personally had. So I have a large team comprised of a very diverse group, but at first it was me and like some white allyship because they were doing the things like building the website, doing the things like, you know, the hard work that wasn't the heart work.
I love that.
Yeah, it was really important and essential, and those functions wouldn't have happened without that allyship. And what I didn't know before this is that allyship was available to us as a tool, and also as a tool for the movement too. Because what I've noticed is that once people get involved with my organization, especially white allies, they become like super radical towards like the Black Lives Matter movement, and are like, then bringing that energy into other spaces in their lives. But before, I think I was like kind of shutting out white allyship. So I think right now, with like cancel culture, especially on social media being so prevalent, which I do believe that there's a place for cancel culture, 100%. I think that there's a place for cancel culture, because it's not canceling, it's holding people accountable. And if that accountability ends it up with you losing your crap, then like you've lost it. That's that. But I do think that there's room to hold people accountable and hold space for their humanity and their mistakes.
Thank you for that wonderful answer. And with such power comes responsibility. Someone has to go. Gabby, who do you pick?
Ralph. Woo,
right.
just right off the bat.
Ralph, who do you pick?
Is Sarah still part of our team?
Yeah, you can vote for Sarah.
Sarah is indeed part of your team. Gabby, you can't change your vote. You cannot change your vote, Gabby. Ralph, where do you vote?
I'm going for Sarah.
All right, voting for Sarah. All right, David, where do you vote?
Sarah.
All right, and Shanae, I feel like we already know where you're going.
I'm voting for Sarah, though you seem very lovely. I met you.
Also interesting enough, I believe Ralph, David, and Shanae have something in common with Sarah. I believe all of you are running for delegate for Actors Equity Association, correct?
Yes.
Right.
All right. And that's all we're going to say about that, because I don't want anyone getting in trouble for electioneering. If someone decides to obey the laws all of a sudden, but it's the wild, wild west when it comes to our laws of equity. So we have Sarah leaving. Sarah, so sad to see you go, but this is an important time to say, check your internet providers. All right. Are you ready for round two?
Sarah. Before we get into round two, Ralph, I just wanted to say you were just at the bottom of my screen.
No,
and I'm so sorry.
No hard feelings. It's a game.
Play to win.
I know, but I know there was not.
Gabrielle, don't you want to connect for peer and professional review afterwards?
I love to talk to you.
All right. Here we go.
Niceties.
Round two, or as I like to call it, Ralph's Revenge.
This is the time where I run off the screen and come back.
Richard Rose. Richard Rose is a vet. He fought in the war. As so many vets like to say, I fought in the war. Which war? But he fought in the war. He came back during the time of coronavirus. He said, it's a joke. It ain't real. He did these incredibly insensitive messages. And guess what? Tale as old as time, he got corona. Not only did he get corona, but on the on the Ally episode of The Receipts, we reported that he later died. I asked my panel, do we care? Now, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, maybe 5, out of 5 people, how many people cared about the death of Richard Rose? Ralph, you're first.
2.
All right. I'll let you all decide if you want to go forward with 2 or more or less. Or
I want to hope that 3 people cared at least.
I feel like it started on a negative and then rose for the rest of the time. Like everyone couldn't say no at the same time.
So this is the thing. I didn't get through the entire episode. And so if I remember the decorum and way that panelist engaged, they were very I feel like more cared.
All right. As a group, I need a number.
What were the options again?
0 to 5.
0 to 5.
You want to say 3?
3.
Here.
I can go with 3.
I'll go with 3.
And the 3/5 compromise has made its way back into the conversation. I am so elated to tell you all that your answer is
Wrong answer.
Aw.
I mean,
wrong answer. Can I get Q7? Here's the question.
I'm done.
Do we care?
I did not know.
Do we care?
Do we care?
No, really.
I got better stuff to care about than a dumb
I
dead
mean-
guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like your first couple of like statuses or whatever, like your post or like, fuck your mask and all kind of stuff. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, feel bad for me now. I can't breathe sitting here. And it's like, child.
The correct answer is 0. 0 cared.
Wow. Say value in human life.
cancel culture.
Cancel culture has a place. Listen, he's accountable for his actions.
So that's the question. And Gabby, you brought it up a little bit earlier. Should we care when people are being so difficult and adding to the problem?
I think that for this particular moment in my life, I think I'm really wrestling with what does it mean to believe in transformative justice? What does it mean to believe that people deserve second chances? And like, if I truly believe in like abolition over, reform, then do I believe that things can be reconciled? Once someone becomes a barrier and refuses that, but I don't know. I feel like the most extreme version of cancel culture, I heard my friend talk about this as someone who's formerly incarcerated, is that like mass incarceration is the most extreme version of cancel culture. And like, I don't want to believe in the seeds of that.
Neither do I, but now has come for us to cancel someone from your group, starting with you, Shanae. Who would you like to cancel?
And you said I can't vote for myself.
Absolutely not.
So I will vote for David.
All right, David, you have been nominated. Who would you like to cancel?
I feel like this is like one of those like she's a witch. She's a witch. Damn. I cancel Patricia. Listen, she ain't said one thing, honey. I don't trust you up there. You ain't said one thing.
Dang.
I cancel Shanae.
All right. Ralph, who would you like to cancel?
And I'm coming for you, bitch.
Yes, this is your chance for revenge.
I mean, with that lead-in,
It's okay, Ralph. Just get it out the way. It's all right.
No, I can't. Not after that. No. I'm gonna go with David.
Oh wow, Gabby, who are you voting for?
Oh no!
Come on, Gabby. Come on. It's fine, honey. I got things to do. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cancel me.
Said he was ready, so I'm gonna let David.
Listen, hold on before I go. Listen. Please vote for me of that.
Stop. David did not say that. That is not illegal. Are you saying vote for you like to get eliminated?
Of which we do not speak. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Of which we do not speak. That's all I'm saying. So if that means I got to go, I got to go.
All right, David. Thank you for everything. Have a good one. You have great
across the board.
Thank you. Oh my God, I thought he was going to say vote for him for something else, which you cannot do. I was like, no, we need every black voice we can get. Okay. But just in case they decide to start playing by the rules over there at that union. Are we ready for the third question? Are we ready?
Okay.
Third question. Here we go. On the Say It Loud episode of The Receipts, this is the Ally episode again. The Ally episode, a really hot episode. We played for them a clip from the producer episode in which we had Deborah Cox's famous song, How Did You Get Here?
Mm-hmm.
How many people, this is 0 to 5, I believe, how many of them were able to figure out that it was a Deborah Cox reference?
Wait, the producers? How many of the producers were able to figure out it was a different card?
I can give you the answer to that. That's 0. I'm
I'm
saying
like,
when it
them.
comes to the allies, how many of them were able to figure it out?
Like 2.
Or was
2.
it?
All right. Any other numbers?
I don't really have a number. I was just gonna assume everybody did.
Oh, generous.
Oh. So you're saying you believe everyone did?
But maybe they didn't. I'll go with Gabrielle.
Yeah, I'll roll with 2.
All right. So with it being 2, the answer is.
Only the team challenge.
Only one person was able to figure it out. Can we get Q8? Let's talk about this. Vinchelle, we're actually going to get into that, but I know Abby knows the answer to this question. Abby, how did you get here?
How did you get here? I love
is that what we were doing? Is that what we were doing? See, that's not fair. Hold on.
I'm like frustrated that I had to go all the way to come get.
Oh, there it is. We almost got some family squabbling. We got some more breaking news. There we go. But the answer was 1. So with that being said, are we going to get rid of Gabby, who's having trouble with the sister? Are we going to take Ralph, who likes to think things through thoroughly? Or will we be going with Shanae? I have nothing to say, Shanae, except that's a very bright and bold lip. All right, who are we voting for?
I can take the L for the team. Oh, I can't vote for myself?
Can't vote for yourself. Ralph, you're
get
up
my
first.
Revenge. Gabrielle.
Oh, there we go.
All right, Gabby, who do you vote for?
Who do I vote for? Well, there's only 3 of us. Ralph, you ready? You ready, Ralph?
I do. One of y'all should go ahead and win. Go ahead.
All right, Ralph.
That was my turn. Okay, I'll go with Ralph.
Ralph, I am sorry to say that you have let all men down and you are no longer able to even win it for us. Any last words?
Nope. Just be yourself, do you. And Gabrielle, I'd love to link up with the peer stuff.
Please, absolutely. I just dropped my email in the chat.
Awesome.
Perfect. All right.
And for everyone that's not in the private chat, it is joyjacksoninitiative@gmail.com. You want to get involved in this. You want to take the assessment. You want to do it. Ralph.
You can also find the assessment on joyjackson.org. You can find it. Go ahead.
All right, Ralph, goodbye. You cannot pay the bill.
Thanks, Ralph.
Ladies, are you ready to get into this?
Let's get into it.
You don't
All
have
right.
to think about the other episode?
Let's go to another question.
Next question. All right, here we go. The 76ers had recently got in trouble because there was a video that surfaced posted by Trey Songz in which one of the cheerleaders was pretty much outright bullying another member of the team. This was handled. We were able on the Ally episode to secure one of those 76er cheerleaders, and we asked her a simple question. The question was, were you surprised by any of this? Was her answer yes or no?
She wasn't surprised.
She couldn't have been.
She couldn't have been surprised.
Unless the NBA had her sign like an NDA and she had to go like, oh my goodness, I didn't know anything about that. You know, like the celebrities talking about the Ellen show.
Look, I can tell you straight up, your answer is...
Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Yes!
Yay, our first one right.
I know.
Today, why should we keep you?
It couldn't be the other question. You should keep me because I'm a student. I care a lot, and I watched the other episode, and not
where all these questions are coming from.
It's like you knew. I'm a team player.
Okay, Gabby, why should we keep you?
I'm fun and very funny. I love gift cards. I know that there is one on the line. I just wanted to let everyone know. Big fan. I've lots of personality, and you could witness like a whole family like brawl out here in a moment. The ratings. Imagine the ratings.
All right, Patricia, who took your heart?
I mean, I feel like Gabby was just really honest about the gift card need. So I feel like I gotta give it to her. Yay!
Shanae, this is great. We wish you the best in whatever you're doing in life, without directly saying it, because again, we don't want to get anyone in trouble. We just want to keep everyone activated. Yes.
It's okay. Go Dodgers.
Ooh, that might cost you something. All right, there we go. Thank you. Gabby, you have one last question. If you get it right, you'll be able to tie it up and maybe win that second gift card.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we
Can you
go.
hear me? I think I'm frozen, but
I can hear you.
We can hear you. All right, here we go. Can we please play Commitment?
Definitely were that night, and you definitely have. So I would like a commitment from you to please, A, keep my name out of your mouth, and also to please stop going on Facebook and saying nasty things like pigs in a wig and you only won because of this. I would appreciate if you take your hate and your disdain for Mimi off of me and let me live my life. Because guess what? I don't work for Mimi. I work for myself. I'm a CEO of Vinchell. So I need you to understand that 110% that everything I do, I work for hard for myself. And I don't need anyone else to get that from me. So I need a commitment from you that I will not go on Facebook and see you trash me anymore.
Yeah.
So after a vicious read like that, did Brittany Lynn hold to her commitment of keeping Vinchell's name out of her mouth? Oh no, Gabby!
Yeah.
Oh, there's
wait.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Gabby,
I won't get caught.
did Brittany Lynn keep Vinchell's name out of her mouth after that read?
I want to say like a strong yes. But
All right.
I don't know. I don't know.
5 seconds.
No.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No. Yes.
All right. No, girl.
Which one?
Which one?
Yes.
Yes. Can we play Q10?
People watching that did watch the town hall. And I'm going to say this out loud in public. Brittany Lynn has not committed to that. There was just a post about me just the other day. So it continues. It keeps going. And so.
Gabby, I'm so sorry. So sorry. But today you won the love and connection of Patricia.
You did. You did.
And you also won. You won a gift card. So today's winners, Tish, Gabby, and Troy. Yes, we have our winners.
Yay.
Gabby, thank you so much for being here. Have a good one, okay?
Thank you for having me.
Awesome work you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, Patricia, we just did our 2 social experiments. What'd you think?
I thought it was very interesting. I loved how the first group really kind of clung to each other and tried to like subvert the rules. And then the second one was just full out like, you got to go. So I really appreciated both of those.
It is. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to do this to you. I just have to check this. Oh, wow. Wow. I have to talk about our final episode. Patricia, again, thank you so much for being here before I break this news. Again, oh God, how do I word this? What advice would you give to anyone looking to do more on the administrative side if they're a minority?
I would say get really comfortable with budgets. Get really comfortable with creating budgets. How much does it cost to mount the show? How much does it cost to self-produce? What is the best venue for the show? So really just get comfortable talking about money.
Where does someone find that knowledge?
You can look online for different classes about budgeting. You could play with templates. You could start budgeting maybe your own solo show and just see how much that is. I also recommend informational interviews, really reaching out to people in the industry and just saying, hey, can I treat you to a Zoom coffee, maybe Venmo them $5 so they could go treat themselves to something, and just say, hey, can we talk? Can I pick your brain? Can I make a connection? I feel like most people in theater are really open to that.
Speaking of budgets, how do people, well, let's rephrase it again. Center Theater Group, what are they doing right that they can go April 2021?
I mean, we're having a lot of conversations with artists, and we're really trying to be super conscientious around all the different ways that COVID protocols are coming into play. And so just really keeping a pulse on a reopening strategy. And that's campus-wide, not just CCG, but that's the whole music center.
All right. Well, thank you again for being here.
You're so welcome.
And this
Thank you
has
for
been
having
awesome.
me.
Take care.
Bye.
Now, back to that text message. It comes with a great honor for me to thank all of you for coming and watching all 9 episodes, or maybe 1 episode, or maybe 30 minutes, or maybe that soundbite that your friend said, girl, look at this, he going now. But either way, you've supported us. And next week, we have our final episode, our 10th episode. And it all leads up to this episode, in which I am proud to say we have Madam President coming onto our show, along with a union's executive director. We're going out with a bang. We're dropping nukes. So I cannot wait to see you all for episode 10. I hope you all enjoyed our game show episode. Have a good one, all right? And give me that extra music.